Welcome back to the Workbench, where uncut and unedited, you can watch me, just a guy trying to make things. What we're making right now is a diorama build, or a Wacky Races diorama build. It's actually two models at the same time we're having to build right now. The Mean Machine of Dastardly and the Compact Pussycat of Penelope Cruz. So we're trying to put these two together and make it look like we kind of just yanked him out of a scene of the Wacky Races. And where we're at right now is, well, we're on steps 1 and 2 of both builds. What I think I'm going to do moving forward is we're going to build the Mean Machine, or I'm basically going to just build the Mean Machine in between episodes. And then during the episodes, we'll be able to see kind of, via the Compact Pussycat, we'll be able to see kind of what's going on. Hopefully that'll make sense as we move along here. But what I've done in between episodes with the Mean Machine, I went ahead and sprayed the bottom. We got to do step 2, which is putting in the wheels, axles, and whatnot, and laying them into the bottom piece of the bodywork here, which I went ahead and sprayed using Vallejo paints. And I think the color came out okay. Actually, I probably need a little touch up there. Yeah, I literally just noticed. I finished spraying this just earlier today, probably an hour ago, I would say, maybe an hour and a half ago. And it looks like I need a little more paint right here. So I might have to hit that, but that shouldn't be a problem even after we assemble this. That shouldn't be an issue. The other thing I noticed when I sat down, I painted the wheels, or not the wheels, but the tires black. Now, one tire with just a little booger right there, but I think that'll be okay. We can tuck that up into the wheel wells and you won't even notice. Okay, with that said, for the Compact Pussycat, I wanted to show, basically, I have been priming the surface of everything because these, I left this one unpainted. You can see it's like this chrome surface, so it definitely needs some surfacing to it to get the paint to adhere. And I was originally using the Vallejo primer, but I'm down to one airbrush these days that is kind of Frankenstein together. I've kind of pieced together a Sparmax 35. So it's a smaller tip and nozzle, and it will just not shoot. It clogs off of the Vallejo primer. So I went to Rattle Can primer, which is what this is. And you can see I've got a little drip there I'm going to have to fix up. But I'm having to use the Rattle Can stuff, which is so much thicker. But it's about I think it's the only thing I'm gonna be able to do as far as primer. I did want to pose a question to you guys that do a lot of airbrushing out there. I obviously need to get a new airbrush, and I'd like to get a larger one, a 0.5 most likely. What do you guys recommend? It's been a long time since I've shopped for a airbrush. I've always had many of them, and they've all just steadily, they've all kind of kicked the bucket, I guess you could say. So I'm back in the airbrush market. It's been a long time. What would you recommend out there? And I think I'd like to get a trigger style one. I know the Hobo Freight is in the market now. They've got, what are they, Black Widows or something like that. I might look into one of those. Anyways, let me know what you recommend down in the comments section. But let's get back to work on this stuff. Oh, you know what's something I wanted to mention too with the Compact Pussycat, which is very strange. It has these spots on the bodywork, and basically, where's the instructions? I can show you. Yeah, it has like these twist locks is what holds the body to the chassis, because this is not meant to be glued. It's just a simple. It's not really even a Loctite model. I don't know what they call them, but it's not meant to be glued. And what holds this one together is these what do they call them? Twist to lock. These kind of locking mechanisms, which do not exist. Let me pull over the thing. They do not exist in the real car, right? So, and I didn't realize this just so I started priming this, going, what in the world are these things? We are going to have to remove these, and we're definitely going to have to do some body work. So we're going to have to remove these obstructions, whatever you want to call them, smooth them out. We'll have to lay in some material in here to smooth out the hood and the trunk. So there's definitely some extra work that's going to have to go on with the Compact Pussycat. The Mean Machine does not have that. Now, it did have a broken body, so I'm going to have to body work that. But that's just something extra I'll have to do to this body to make it more screen ready. I don't know what you would say. More like the real thing off the cartoons. Real thing. It's not actually a real thing. With the more like it was in the cartoons. But let's go ahead and start to get to work on the mean machine. And what we do first is these. We have to put the wheels and tires on the axles, which I guess I need some axles if we're going to do that. Let me get them out here. And it's kind of an interesting or strange kind of process, I guess, to put these together. I'm going to follow the instructions. Basically, yeah, you have your axles. You have inside, or I take it back. These are the outside wheel parts, and then you have inside wheel parts or tire parts. I don't know what they're actually calling them, wheel halves. But then you have, if we want to call those wheels, and we'll call these valve these are actually the wheels, but what do you call hubcaps? There we go. The I guess these could be hubcaps. I don't know. Anyways, and what you have is this tool. They're calling it, what do they actually call it? The wheel assembly tool. So what we're gonna do, and let me see if I can follow along here. We're gonna take our axle. We're gonna take the inside wheel half, and it looks like facing this way. We just do we just drop it on there? Wait, this isn't gonna. How is this? Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess we just drop it on, whoops. We just drop it on our axle. I'm not real sure why. Okay, we'll do that. We'll drop it on our axle. Okay, I'm trying to follow along here. We take the outside wheel half and we drop that. It looks like this way. So I guess this is going to like line us up somehow. But it looks like we drop that on the wheel tool. Okay, and then step 3 is slide the axle through the outer wheel and tool. So we're going to take and slide the axle. Let me just hold that. How do we, I guess we have to kind of hook it through here. Like, wait, how? How do we get it to go through there? It's going to have to go this. I'm looking at the back. It's going to have to go, yeah, it should go. If we hook it. Am I doing this right? It has to go like that. So basically, don't we have to go through? I guess we have to go through the wheel first, kind of slide it in the tool. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, something like that, I think. Where's 4 is hold axle with thumb. So I guess we got to hold that up here. Okay. This seems way more complicated than necessary. Let me, okay, oh, I think it goes like this. I see it hooks this side, I guess, and we hold that. I'm very confused. And then this goes, I'm trying to figure out why this tool is necessary at all, but I guess we'll find out here in a second. And then I think this just slides, it's gonna go this way, I think. What are we doing? Snap. Inner half to outer half, see photo. Let me move the photo over for you guys. It looks like it just goes like this, right? And we're going to hold that. Are these supposed to snap together? Did that snap? I didn't hear a snap. Do we have to like push the ever-loving? Am I doing this the right way? Because that is not wanting to snap to anything. I'm gonna break my fingers. I got a question. How that? Okay, is this snapped together? I don't think it is. Again, I'm not completely sure what the point of the tool was, other than just to give maybe something to push down on. I guess that's got it. I don't know. And then I think we just take a wheel and put it on here. This was made for children to do. I don't know. Maybe my paint is what's kind of giving the issues here. Get on there. That's not wanting to snap all the way through. Come on. You can do it. I don't want to goof the paint. Oh, boy. Can I go? There it went. That snapped. All right. I don't know. It looks like a wheel to me. Are we good? I don't know why we needed the tool. I'm trying to figure that part out. I think what we could do is just drop this on like so, and then bring this on like this. we kind of, I guess it's supposed to help you to center this, but all you do is just line it up here. Oh, but we need the axle in there. I see. I think it just helps you line everything up. Let's see. We'll try using it again. So if we put, which way, how does it go? No, the other way. It goes this, I think it goes this way. I think this, wait, what happens here? Yeah, this is gonna, I've confused myself. When we do it the other side, you have to drop this on. You know what, screw it. Okay, let's just put this together. I don't know why are we overcomplicating this? Let's not use the tool. We just got to make sure our axle is in. I think the whole point is to make sure your axle is in this little slot it needs to be in when you assemble the two halves. Which is actually easier said than done. You know what? Okay. I'm going back to use the tool. I just don't really remember how to use the tool. Okay, we put this on. We put this here. No, yes. We go through here. That's right. We have to hold that with our thumb like so and keep that in place. Let's see if this, yeah, this tool just, yeah, that's exactly what the tool does. It just helps you hold the axle straight. It gives you a channel for that axle to sit in, to hold it straight in the middle there. And then you kind of try to snap in. There we go. Okay, whatever. I guess it did help. I'll use the tool. It did help when PC knew what they were doing. All right, now let's see. This we just got to try to line up like so, and then push like the dickens. I think I did it like this last time. Is that all the way? I just don't want to scratch the paint or goof my paint up because then it's going to be hard to fix. I think that's got that. Okay. This wheel kind of turns. Oh, they both do. Okay. There we go. I guess that's an axle done. As a grown adult, you would think a child's model would be easy. But, you know, whatever. Let's see. So this goes, let's go ahead and kind of slot it in here, see how we're going to look. This, it has a hump in the axle, which I'm assuming goes over this hump in the chassis here. Kind of hold it in place. Okay. You can, okay. Please. Okay. Wow. This, and I'm not sure why. I think I have 10 thumbs. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. Okay, I think that's how that goes. And then which one of these is the front? We want I'm going to line it up like that. This one, it looks like, is the front. So we might as well, I think I'm going to go ahead and install it like so. And I think that looks pretty clean. I like that. Okay. Yeah. What is on? Is there something? Okay. I wish that was. That's going to kind of sit. Why is that not exactly square? What's nice is none of this is glued together, so I can always take it back apart. This wheel, for some reason, is not sitting square in there. I think maybe it moved. I'm wondering if I should drop. No, it's not square on the axle. Look how, is that axle bent? Look how crooked that is. Let's see what we got going on here. Why is it so not square on the axle? Okay, let's see what that does. Yeah, I want to make sure that is nice and make sure everything's nice and square and good to go. I'm wondering if I should drop some glue right down here to hold this axle in place. That would be helpful. They're just kind of loose on there is the problem. I mean, it's not meant to be a precise piece of machinery, but I think we'll just leave it like that for now. Let me put the fender back on. where did the spots go? Slide that on like so. I guess that's how it's supposed to sit in there pretty well. Wait, yeah, see, look at that. Let's see how far back this one is. Why is it? If I spin the wheel, does it move? No, it's just that axle is sitting. Like that one is, you can see where that wheel sits in the wheel well, and you can see where that wheel sits in the wheel well, which is not correct. Now, obviously, this is just a cheap model. You know, that is sitting, the axle is sitting appropriate. Why is that wheel sitting further back? I wonder, let me look at something. Hold on. If I probably want these wheels to be oriented the same, I would think. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, I think the axle is not exactly square, might be the problem. But I think I also want to orient, let me see if I can show you, these wheels the same. Here's a goober here, so I want to make sure that's up top on that wheel. If I orient those the same without turning the axle, I wonder if that makes it better. I mean, at the end of the day, I might just have to bend the axle. I think is probably going to be the solution to this. I didn't realize this was going to be such a thing. I thought this would just, yeah, that's way, like this one now this one down here is way crooked. I think what I'm going to have to do, I might just end up gluing these kind of in place and just putting them where I want them. Because this is going to be a static diorama. It's not like we're going to actually do the pull back and let it go kind of thing. And I like where this one sits. I think that's where it's supposed to sit. This one's just sitting a little far back in the wheel well. And I can't really adjust it where it needs to go. And I don't want to goof up the paint on this stuff. I don't want to overhandle it, you know. So what I think I'll have to do is I'm gonna have to bend that axle a little bit. It's a little goofed, I think, which is not a surprise, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not very surprised that happens to be the case. I wonder if we can get this back one together real quick. Actually, we probably can't. I think that I'll probably just go ahead and put this rear axle together in between episodes here in just a bit. And then what I'll do in between episodes also is try and flex. This body was painted about an hour and a half ago, so I want to let it, like, look how crooked that wheel is. So I need to go in and get all this. Yeah, I've got, and it's wanting to bend the axle to make it go where it needs to go. So I'm going to have to manipulate this a little bit. And I'll do that in between episodes. I'll also put in the back, I'll put in the back axle. So that'll be done when we get back, come back together tomorrow. Check the YouTube Shorts tab tomorrow morning. I'll have this together and I'll have shot a short for it so you can get a close look at it finished through step 2. I'm also going to keep moving forward with the Compact Pussycat. So I'm going to start shaving this stuff off in between episodes. We'll have to start the bodywork. I'm going to have to get a different primer. This stuff is still tacky, and I don't understand that. I can feel it being tacky in my fingers. But I'll go ahead and keep moving forward with the Compact Pussycat. So when we come back tomorrow, a little bit more will be done. And you kind of keep seeing the process. I thought about doing it with just photos, but I figured I'd just use that model as the photo. So when we come back tomorrow, you see kind of where that stage is, and this one keeps moving along in front of it, if that makes sense. So let me get that stuff done. We'll start moving on. I'll go ahead and start prepping for step 3 also. You can see it down here, which is basically the big jet thing that goes in the back. Thanks for joining me. I hope this was somewhat entertaining, watching a grown man fiddle with a child's toy. But I mean, it's gonna take what it's gonna take. I want to make sure it's perfect. I really do want this to look really nice. Make a good display. So anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Hit that like button if you would. Hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up with this build. I don't expect this one to do well on YouTube, but here we are. I'm having fun with it. I hope you are too. I don't know, do all those things you do on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.